I'm Jesse Bocksnick, the Arkansas 4-H Outdoor Skills Instructor, and today I'm going to answer a few questions that I constantly get when I'm talking about ATV and side-by-side safety, whether it be from the video the other day or in person in the classroom. The number one question I get is, Mr. Jesse, do we actually have to wear the helmet inside a side-by-side? I get it on an ATV, but a side-by-side, really? Well, the reason we wear a helmet on a side-by-side is the roll bars. Not just you're going to turn over, but a lot of the head injuries and most head injuries that seem to be coming out of side-by-sides now are passengers that are hitting their head on the roll bar, whether it be the driver or the actual passenger. There's a reason why we wear these helmets, and that's to protect you at all times. You can't depend on the roll bar, and sometimes the roll bar is what actually injures you. So if you jump a terrace, get in a hole at a high speed, anything you might hit that might jar you, look how close your head actually gets to the stuff. So inside this cab can actually hurt you. It's made to protect you, but it can actually hurt you as well. So remember to wear that DOT approved helmet, and you can wear Z87 rated glasses instead of goggles when you're in a side-by-side. But that's the reason we wear a helmet, is not necessarily because we're going to turn over, but you could actually injure yourself without ever turning one of these machines over. So it's very important to wear that helmet and keep you safe, and especially your passengers, because they don't have a hold of the steering wheel most of the time like you do. We can actually talk about a couple of the other safety features in this machine, and that's the doors. We have these doors on here to keep it from falling out, whether it be nets or doors. If it has that safety equipment on there, it's very important to use. So if you do start to turn one of these machines over, it keeps you in the machine instead of you trying to put a leg out. They're too heavy, and if you put a leg out or an arm out instead of keeping them in the cabin, when you turn over, you could actually hurt yourself even worse. Break a leg, break an arm, or much, much worse. So if it has that safety equipment on there, it's important to keep it. The other important thing is to also wear your seat belt. All right, that's another one. Everybody thinks because I have a roll bar, they don't need a seat belt. You have to keep these in firm just like you would in a car. It's made to keep you in the machine, okay, in the event of a turnover. A lot of the newer machines actually have speed regulators. They won't even go over 10 or 15 miles an hour without being plugged in, which brings me to another point. Using a bypass buckle that you can buy on the internet is not recommended. That defeats the purpose of having that. So do not buy those bypass buckles and give that to your kids especially. Make them put the seat belt on so it keeps them strapped in the machine in case of an accident. Everything in this machine is really built to protect you. Another big difference, people already asked the other day about the UTV versus the ROV difference. A lot of UTVs do not have handles to grab onto inside the cab for the passenger. You'll notice on this one, this is an ROV, it has handles here and here, and that's so to keep the passenger upright in the seat. If it's even more performance-based, like let's say the Polaris Razor, those usually even have a handlebar for the passenger right here coming out of the dash, so you can hang on to keep somebody upright. So these actually are safety handles. They're grab handles. They're made to keep that passenger engaged. So you have to actively ride this machine as a passenger and as a driver. So always wear your helmet, put your seat belt on. Do not use the bypass buckles for that seat belt. Other little driver tips, if you're going off-road, don't kind of get in that cool man Luke deal here where you just kind of put your arm on the window and drive. Actually, if you get into a bind and you're driving like this is a good way to break a thumb. If you hit something like a stump or a rock or a big hole, it jerks down and gets your arm in a bind. So either way, that's why you have to actively drive the machines. You can't just sit in here just because it is built more like a car. Another thing, again, also keep them off the highway. I talked about low pressure tires the other day. The suspension, everything about this machine is built for dirt and off-road. It is not made for on-road use. Please keep them off the highway. And for more information and instructional tips about UTV, ROV, and ATV safety, please contact your county extension office and stay tuned to our social media channels for Arkansas 4-H. Thank y'all. Have a good day.